Right. Hi everyone. This video tutorial is all about putting one of your chubby creatures together. Because they all have slightly different elements, I'm going to show you just the basic bits and pieces that go with all of our creatures. So obviously we have a head, we have a body, we have 2 legs, 2 arms and 2 ears. Okay, so first off we're going to have a look at the head. So you can see here this end is the cast on and this is the cast off. So it's slightly thinner at this end and thicker at that end. So you're going to turn it around and you're going to find your seam. And this is really hard to do when you're looking through a camera. Okay, there we go. So you've got your seam there. So that's always going to be at the bottom of your creature. So we're going to have a look up here, and first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to put the ears on. So with your ears, you would have had your 2 sides. You would have sewn them down the edges there. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to fold it together and we're going to stitch it so that it looks like that one there. So if you've stitched it and you realize that you've put the inside on the outside and vice versa, it's really easy. Just pop it through and you're going to do a colour reversal. But in this case, I got it right. Okay. So now we're going to position the ears onto the head. So you can see here you've actually got a little bit of a groove. If you haven't, what you're going to do is, because you've already stuffed it quite softly, there's a little bit of movement in the head. So you're going to make sure that there's a bit of a ridge there, a bit of a higher head there. You can see here where you've started to decrease your stitches. So that's where the ear is going to sit. So there, oops, and there. Okay, so you can have them anywhere that you want on the body. Actually, with this one, I'm going to put it back just a little bit because this is going to be, I think, a Pegasus. So right, so now we have both of our ears onto our head. Now we're going to actually attach the head onto the body. So this one is just a little bit tricky when you're wanting to line everything up. So you've got your back seam in there, and then again you've got your seam in the head here. So we're going to want to just join the 2 seams up together, and that's where we're going to start stitching from, and then we're going to move it around, and we're going to want it to sit around about there on the head, so nice and securely. So to get rid of the rolling seam as we're stitching, we're going to be moving it around so that that actually disappears underneath. So I'll show you what I mean. The first thing I do though is put a pin in the front so that I know where it's going to end up, and then I just double check with my seam at the back and make sure that I've actually got the middle because 9 times out of 10 I haven't. So there we go, we're just going to move it over just a little bit more. Now I'm going to double check and just make sure that the back seam is the same. Cool. So okay, and there we have one head attached to a body. Okay, so coming up next, what we're going to do is we're actually going to join the legs. Okay, so we've zoomed out a bit so we can see a lot more of our little creature. So now we're going to grab our 2 legs. So with the legs, I've only barely stuffed the thighs, unlike mine, and stuffed the feet so that they have a nice little shape. So, but this here is really quite thin. So just like the body and the head, we're going to find where our seam is. We're going to bring it over here, and we're going to place it at the base of the body. So we're going to double check all the time that we've got the sitting position just right, and back here with our back seam, when we put our second one on, that they're all lined up exactly the same. So I'm just going to get my trusty pin, stab it here. Okay, and I'm going to get my other leg, find the back seam, the seam. Okay, so you can see here, equal distance in between. We're just going to make sure that he sits up nice and straight, and that one does, which is fabulous. Okay, so we're going to do one leg at a time. We'll do the one that I haven't pinned. Now with these, there's lots of different ways that you can put the leg on. Again, if it's for a small kid that's going to be pulling it around, I'd probably start very close to the outside and probably double or triple stitch it. But for me, because this is just going to be my display one, I'm going to want this guy to have a nice little crisscross on his leg. You can actually attach this with a button in there as well, and that looks absolutely gorgeous. But for today, we're just, because we all know how to sew buttons, we're just going to do a nice little knot. And there we have him sitting with two little legs. Okay, and so the process with the arms is exactly the same. Now all of their patterns will come with a face template. If you have bought a full box, project box, then you'll have a piece of felt and some thread, black thread in there as well, so your choice of what you want to do with the face. So you'll see here, this one here I've actually just done with felt and fabric glue. I've cut it out, put the eyes on and put the nostrils on. I've changed it up a little bit for my dragon and not put on the eyelashes, and the dragon comes with slightly bigger nostrils as well. So the dragon also comes with two horns, a tail, wings and a spine. So he's got quite a bit of sewing to go on there. So I put the horns on first and then the ears. And then when I've attached all the body parts, I then attach the tail. And then once I've done the spine, I hold one end here and one end here and stretch it out, pin it in various spots and then stitch it on, and then put first one wing on and then the other wing. Nice and easy for those ones. And then with the unicorn, same with the unicorn horn. I'll do the horn first and then the ears either side. And then your pattern has a ruler on it, so cut 30 centimeter lengths of thread, as many pieces as you want, and then you're going to thread those through either with your needle or a crochet hook all the way down. This guy here just goes down part way down the head, and on these ones here I've actually cut the pieces in half so that they're nice and cute and don't cover his entire face. With the tail, I've got your 30 centimeter pieces of length of yarn there, and then I've grabbed one of them and I've actually threaded it through the body and tied it off that way, and then it just sits nice and easy. So the tail is nice and easy to put on, and that makes your unicorn very, very easily. And that is it, a tutorial on how to put your creatures together. So stay tuned, and I'm sure we will have lots more little creatures. This is Sunshine the unicorn, and this is Bumble the dragon, and then this little guy is going to end up being Peggy the Pegasus.